right, good morning, everyone. We'll get the show on the road. Just want to welcome everybody to the, I don't know which version of the conference is, but I do know it's one of the only pharmaceutical-based congresses where you can still get a free pen. And for any of the healthcare practitioners out there, just make sure that you did not get this from me. The last few years, this Congress has been focused on a lot of pharma-type folks standing at the front of the room, kind of telling you the external environment's getting pretty challenging out there. So what's the solution to adapting to this external environment? And the answer has been pretty much resoundingly, we need to be more patient-centric. And it always left me with another puzzle over, and I guess, how do you strike the balance between being patient-centric and profit-centric? And maybe we'll get a little bit on that today. We've had pharma folks trying to tell us how to be patient-centric, and we thought, well, this year, maybe why don't we go out and ask the people who treat the patients and the patients themselves. So this year, to talk about some of the solutions we've come in with and how, as an industry, we should help patients, we have physicians actually coming in to tell us what does their viewpoint look like. We've also got pharmacists whose role is evolving so rapidly, it's tough for all of us to keep track of it. There's not been a lot of talk from the front of the room on the role of the pharmacist, and so we've got pharmacy here today to tell us how their role is evolving and how they play such an important role in treating patients these days. And of course, how would we be able to do this without patients themselves? So we actually have a patient group in today and a patient himself coming in to tell us the patient's point of view. And when we talk about patient centricity, we know that patients are much more informed than they've ever been before. If you looked at this morning's Globe and Mail, there were 3 articles in there. If you're looking for pharma articles, and maybe this is the way to figure out if you are profit-centric or patient-centric, I would assume the profit-centric folks and companies would go to the business section to look for pharma articles. But today, in the life section, there were 3 very interesting articles in this morning's Globe. One was about a debate on whether the prostate-specific antigen screening test was even worthwhile doing anymore. And imagine as a patient, if you're reading that thinking, well, now what do I do? Am I supposed to get it or am I not? And there seems to be a debate over that. Another one was on the birth control recall that's happened recently. Imagine again if you're a patient there going, well, now what do I do with the birth control that I have? How do I send it back, and did what I take really work? And the third one was about an 86-year-old lady who's an uber consumer of healthcare. She likes every time that she feels a little bit uneasy to go out and get the latest diagnostic test and get the latest pill and prescription, and is quite proud of the fact that she's able to do all this and pay very little more than maybe $10 or $12 for all those tests. And so our patients, yes, they are better informed, but where are they getting their information from, and is this information always correct? So it'll be interesting to see how we can become more patient-centric and how do we get the right information to the right people at the right time. And lastly, one area that I personally believe we've kind of let go by the wayside when we speak about how do we evolve and tackle the problems that are facing us today, and that's our people. And people are really the key to our success. And so we've got a couple of people coming in today to talk about culture in their pharma and how they get the best out of their people. And one other article in the Globe and Mail today had the top employers in Canada, and number 21 on that list was Takeda. And actually, by coincidence, we have the president here of Takeda talking about people and culture and merging 2 companies together. So I think we should pay close attention to that and see how Mike Egley was able to get to 21st on that list in such a short period of time and bringing 2 big companies together. So yeah, we've got a lot going on today. The first topic that we're going to tackle, though, is products. And I guess it makes sense because that's, in this industry, it's what we're doing. We're bringing out new, innovative products to patients. I want to just quickly introduce myself. My name's Robin Hunter. I'm the general manager of a company called Icaria. Based on the questions I got this morning, I feel I need to kind of explain how to pronounce the name. It is called Icaria. It comes from Icarus. And a Greek island called Icaria, spelled slightly different. We're a critical care company. We focus only in the area of acute illnesses for patients who have life-threatening acute illnesses. Been in Canada since 2007, so we've been around for a little while. I guess people haven't heard too much about us. But we've got a product mix which is pharmaceutical mixed with devices. And that's our way forward. It's slightly different than maybe the typical big pharma, and we're not big pharma, but maybe slightly different than what people are used to, is marrying a device with a pharma product and taking both of those out to our customers. So that's one way through the evolving challenges that we have. Our first 2 speakers are also going to talk about products and give you their thoughts on how they can bring their products, their cultures, and many of the other topics that I just talked about to patients, to be patient-centric and to solve all the puzzles that are in front of us today. So our first speaker, I'll introduce actually the first two speakers. The first speaker is Peter Brenders. He's the General Manager of Genzyme, former of Biotech Canada. And then following up will be Glenn Block, who is the President and General Manager of Merz Pharma. So Peter, I'll welcome you to the stage.